All right. Explain how the bill is better, because I've not seen the latest version. I don't know how it's better. But explain, for example, on border security and securing the border first, that is a guarantee that we're not going to have a second, third, and fourth wave.
Well, again, I think there's still work to be done in that regard, but I would say to you that one of the things it's done, for example, there was a Cornyn-Leahy amendment that we helped craft that ensures that the border fencing and the other resources are deployed effectively across the entire southern border. Now, initially, it just said it would have to be in the high-risk sectors, and so there was a Grassley amendment that reiterated that as well. So I think that was an important part of it. On the visa overstay process, 40% of the people who are here legally are people who came here legally, and then they overstayed because we don't have an effective tracking system. So there were two amendments, one by Senator Graham and one by Senator Hatch, that allows the Department of Homeland Security to more vigorously track and pursue and remove people who have overstayed their visas, because it adds this biometric exit system, in essence a fingerprint system that eventually will be in the 30 largest international airports in the country. It adds, by the way, to the E-Verify system as well. Senator Grassley had an E-Verify amendment that requires weekly reports from the director of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services of people that are being reported as not authorized to work, so we can see how the E-Verify system is working, and we can improve it on a regular basis, not just find out one day that it has been working at all. Senator Grassley had another amendment that empowers parents to protect their children from becoming victims of fraud within the E-Verify system. Every parent will be able to lock their children's Social Security number so someone's not using their number fraudulently to get work authorization. So these are the kinds of things, and there are others. We increased the congressional oversight over the Department of Homeland Security and border security. Grassley's amendment, for example, requires reports on the border to be submitted to both the House and Senate committees on the judiciary. He had another amendment that requires DHS to submit annual audits of the trust fund. So there's a bunch of these. One more that I think is important, and this was actually from co-sponsored by Senator Cornyn and Cruz, but by Senator Feinstein of California. It prepares for the prompt and efficient prosecution of illegal border crossings and other border crime by adding additional district court judges to the southwest border region. So that helps prosecute more of these violation cases. These are amendments that passed, and there's more like that we still need to do that didn't happen in committee for whatever reason, but I think we're going to be in an open and transparent process. We'll be able to accomplish even more, particularly on the border.
Now, I've asked a lot of people on this program and to talk about it. Jeff Sessions seemed to be one of the most outspoken critics of the bill. Are you speaking with him? Have you won him over in any capacity?
Well, Senator Sessions and a few others have some what I think are very sincere and principle-based objections. I think they'd like to see this handled, one step at a time. And I've said in the past that that's the way this goes. I'm prepared to do it that way as well. But the product that's moving in the Senate is one that puts it all together. And what I've said about that is, if we do it in one bill, as long as each of the subjects are dealt with separately, in essence, as long as you're not asking me to weaken border security in order to get a better guest worker program, as long as we're not doing those kinds of horse trading, then I'm fine. And so far that's been the case. If in fact it goes in a different direction, that'll be problematic, but I don't anticipate that. Look, I think at the end of the day, the majority of people in the Senate want to do something that's responsible, that we don't have to look back at in 5 years and say, that was a mistake. But in order to be able to accomplish that, we have to have this kind of open and transparent process, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm optimistic that's what's going to happen. And, of course, the House is going to have something to say about all this as well.
What about the trust and verify position? You did mention a couple of times that, yes, you need to beef up the security aspect of this, which means that there won't be a second, third, and fourth wave. Where is Rand Paul with you on this? Because that has been his mantra.
Well, he wants a congressional vote. He wants the Congress to certify that the border is secure, and that has some appeal. And on the other hand, I'm concerned that if God forbid, we lose control of the Congress, and let's say the Democrats control the House and Senate, they would vote that the border is secure today. So, in essence, I think we got to think about that a little bit. But I do think this is what I think. I think if we can come up with a plan that people can see and say that's real, that will work, and we can put that in the bill and we can mandate it as a condition of all these other things, the way the bill is currently outlined, I think we're going to have the majority support of folks to move forward, including the majority of the American people. Now, that's a big if. That's going to be a lot of work, but we got to do this right, and it's not worth doing if we're not going to do it right.
All right. Now let me move on to some other issues.